Well, good day, my friends. It's your old pal Jordan the Lion. How are you all doing today? I hope you said great. We are going to Leonidas, Michigan today, and we are going to visit the grave of someone who brought a lot of happiness to a lot of people. This is a guy who was kind of like larger than life. He was a household name. He was a face that everyone knew. He once said, actually, if he went to Thailand where they didn't even understand English words, they knew his character name. And he also said he was the third smallest person in the world. Today we're going to visit the grave of Verne Troyer, Daze with Jordan the Lion, and you all. It begins right now. And here we are, Leonidas Cemetery. This is out in Amish country. She's actually all the way in the back of the cemetery, pretty much almost to the very back. Verne Troyer, Mini-Me from the Austin Powers movies. He was raised Amish. He was born in Sturgis, Michigan, and his family were Amish, but they officially left the Amish community when he was 1, but he said he was still raised that way for much of his life, so he was still expected to go out and carry wood as much as his brother and sister, tend to the animals, farm, everything that the family members did. Here's his grave. Looks like with his siblings. His parents would be right there. Verne Troyer actually suffered from, well, lived with, I don't want to say he made the most of it, let's put it that way. He had cartilage hair hypoplasia, which was a type of dwarfism, so he was only 2'8", and he said he actually had the same type of dwarfism that Billy Barty had, so he said his life expectancy wasn't necessarily limited because Billy Barty lived to be 72. So Verne Troyer, when he was growing up, going to high school in Centerville, Michigan, he was actually a big man on campus. He was a wrestler, he was the prom king, and when he was a senior in high school, he said his life kind of changed because he snuck and saw a movie, and it was Willow. And Willow was a movie of all little people, and he said, oh my gosh, I could actually do that. I could be an actor. He said, I just didn't know how. So after he graduated, he and his brother moved to Arlington, Texas, and Verne ended up getting a job working for Sprint, and he worked in a candy factory until he got a call from someone with the Little People of America stating that they knew someone in the acting community looking for a little person that could be a stunt. And so he said his actual first gig was being in the movie with Johnny Depp and Benicio del Toro, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, where he would play a waiter that's bringing in a tray and pushes Johnny Depp aside and then disappears into a trench coat.
Excuse me.
But then he got, basically what he said was the reason that he came to Hollywood, which was John Hughes was making a movie called Baby's Day Out, and this would entail a baby doing a lot of crazy stunts, and so obviously they couldn't ask a baby to do that, so they needed a stuntman. Verne said from, being a wrestler, and then even before that, his parents always treated him like there was nothing different about him, made him do everything, which he said then made him feel like he was no different. So he was always very strong. And he said he was very thankful for them for the life that he lived because it helped him be successful in Hollywood. So he ended up being a stuntman for quite a few projects in Hollywood to get his start before he was ever discovered as Mini-Me. So he was in Jingle All the Way, Dunstan Checks In, Men in Black, My Giant, but a lot of those parts that he would get would obviously be parts because of his size. It wasn't actually till much later in his career, when he was in the Imaginarium for Dr. Parnassus with Heath Ledger, that he said the director actually told him, you know, your part was for the best actor. It wasn't calling for a little person. So Verne was very proud of his part in that movie, and also said that it was one of his kind of the most impressive or most amazing experiences for him was to meet and work with Heath Ledger on that movie. But his real break came from when Jay Roach called and auditioned him to be in the upcoming Mike Myers movie, Austin Powers. It was the sequel, and when they saw Verne and his personality, Mike Myers decided to extend the part, and instead of killing him in the movie the way they had planned to, he made his part bigger and then brought him back for the sequel to that. And then when he made The Love Guru, he put Verne in that movie as well. And Verne would even give a tour at one point of his house and showed his furniture and said, all that is the furniture from Love Guru. I took it with me when I left. A long time he lived a very fascinating life, a very happy life. You could see him on TMZ and on the tabloid type shows all the time, attending events and going out to dinners with beautiful women. He was making Mountain Dew commercials and commercials with Shaquille O'Neal, and really was, you know, doing a lot of things that just taking advantage of his celebrity. But he also, through this time, would end up getting married, and that would be annulled almost immediately. And then with his next public girlfriend, sex tape was leaked against his wishes, and so he fought to have that suppressed. And he was actually on a couple of reality shows, one of which being Wife Swap, where he and Hines Ward had to swap significant others and live with them for a while, and that was kind of a funny show if you ever watch it. She's in there trying to rearrange everything in his man cave. And he says, you know what I think about that? And he just rips a big fart.
Brittany's game room too, so we're gonna have to find some things to move around. Candles and pink pillows in a man cave, it doesn't go together. You know what I think about this?
No, I don't know what you think. I hope it's good things.
Verne's particular type of dwarfism would cause him a lot of pain in his joints, which some people believe that that's what got him starting the drinking and everything. But people close to him after his passing would say that he just wasn't a happy guy, that he was kind of angry at the world, and that's what really brought on his drinking, which he battled with for a long time and would talk about. He would say that he wanted to live a long life and that he was trying to get that battle under control, but that's in the end what was the cause of his death. They believe that he intentionally consumed an overabundance of alcohol that led to his death, so it was ruled that he took his own life, which is very sad. Like he had said, you know, like I mentioned, Billy Barty lived to be 72, and Verne was very likable when he wasn't angry, by all accounts. He had a very popular YouTube channel. That was one of the interesting things. He was, you know, such a well-known face and celebrity that he started doing YouTube videos and would get a lot of views. He had almost 1 million subscribers when he had passed away, but he would go and just do eating videos. He would go and make things like foods, or he would try different things that his fan base had asked him to, and he really seemed to love it. So it's really sad that that's the way that Verne Troyer's life would end. Verne gave interviews towards the end of his life and said that he had heard that there was some talk that there was possibly another Austin Powers movie coming, and he was very excited. He was saying he was very hopeful that would happen. He would love to be a part of it. He loved making those movies, but never did happen, and they never have made one since. to this date. It's kind of nice they won't have to address no mini-me anymore. Sad way to go, Verne Troyer. Apparently his high school has added a plaque to the school in his honor, stating that he was a beloved student there. Very nice. I was kind of shocked to not see anything mini-me related out here. Rest in peace, Verne Troyer. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great night and goodbye.